Crocoin is down significantly over the past month, about 28%, which does fall in line with majority of the altcoin market, as you can see here. However, there are two major catalysts that I do want to discuss in today's video, being first of all, another Crocoin burn, as well as the Layer 2 testnet finally opening up that could help push this altcoin's price back to the upside. So in today's episode of the Everything Crypto Show, we're going to break down all this news as well as give you guys an updated look at the price action. Now, before we hop into the content, just a friendly reminder that I am not a financial advisor. I am simply here for your crypto news and entertainment purposes. And if you do enjoy the content, please consider hitting that sub and like button and turn that notification bell on so you can be notified when all of our latest videos go live on the channel. So without further ado, we are going to hop right into today's altcoin of discussion, and that is going to be Crocoin here, which, as stated at the beginning of the video, despite being up about 48% over the past year, at one point this thing was up over 100% over the past year, almost 200% actually. It's now up about 48% and down 28% over the past month. Now, the first thing to note, and the reason I did highlight this in the intro, is that it is not just Crocoin that is down this much, okay? If we take a look at most altcoins over the past month, we can see anywhere on average from like 18 to like 50% declines here in that range, 60% over here. So definitely has been a pretty ugly month for the altcoin market overall, and Crocoin has not been an exception. However, there are two catalysts I do want to talk about in today's video that we have been waiting for here. And the first one I want to cover is the burns. So Crypto.com, or rather the Cronos chain team, tweeted here that the second community burn of 50 million Cro on the Cronos POS chain has been greenlit and completed. This milestone marks a total of 100 million Cro forever taken out of circulation. So if you go to Cronos burn info, -pos.org, you can see here that the total burned amount is now officially at that 100 billion level. 100 million anyways, and here is the wallet right here with the 100 million Cro that will not be coming back into circulation. It is effectively taken from the Cronos POS staking yield, moved into a community pool, which is the pending burn amount, and then it is burned periodically based on whenever the proposal is actually greenlit. So the proposals are both here on the Cronos POS chain as well, and also on GitHub. And basically what they are doing is every 50 million milestone that is deposited into the community wallet is voted on and then sent over to the burn wallet to be removed from the float completely. Now, what I do want to highlight here is the fact that this 100 million Cro is worth about 8.65 million US dollars, and the pending burn amount is already just under 50% actually back up to that 50 million threshold, sitting at 21.2 mil. So we are about halfway to the third official Cronos burn, which could take place, most likely it will take place at some point this year if it does remain on track. It really should anyways. And that'll bring us up to 150 mil. Now, the one thing I want to talk about when it comes to the burns, there's been a lot of community discussion about this. And if we just take a look, here's the top one. Every quarter, Crypto.com should use 1/5 of its profits to repurchase and permanently burn Cro held in its treasury. This will increase the price of Cro over time. And what he's talking about here is a very similar strategy to what Binance has actually deployed with their BNB token by burning a certain amount every single year. And it definitely has worked in favor of Binance, okay? If we take a look at the BNB token when it pulls up, this is one of the few altcoins that has actually hit its prior all-time high within this bull market. I believe it was actually even within the past month, if I'm not mistaken. Just about a month ago. And if you take a look at the chart here, the all-time chart, you can see that this thing did hit a new high prior to its 2021 levels, which definitely cannot be said for majority of the altcoin market. And unfortunately, definitely not for Cro. So I do think that they would really benefit from kind of having some sort of, repurchase and burn program. And even though it would cost them money up front to be buying back their token, I do think that they would benefit from it in terms of the increased price action, as Crypto.com is obviously the founder of the Cro token itself. So that's all we really got for the burns. Again, it is nice to see the burns happening, but I would like to see more burns taking place. Now, something I personally have been looking forward to is the Cronos ZK EVM. So effectively, this is the Cronos Layer 2. They're calling it like the Cronos HYPERCHAIN. And basically what they have done is just launched their Passage, a new campaign aimed to reward users with loyalty points for bridging their assets over to Cronos ZK EVM as they head into the final innings of the main net launch. So in this campaign, any user who locks and stakes Crow from ETH or Crow/Liquid Crow from the Cronos EVM chain, the Layer 1, into this bridge will accumulate points towards the Cronos ZK EVM Pioneer program. So your Crow and Liquid Crow will be converted into ZK Crow, which is the native token of the Layer 2. So not actually making a new token for the Layer 2, but just renaming Crow into ZK Crow to basically signify that this is Crow. I feel like I've said that, Crow a million times, but just to signify that it is the altcoin is in fact on their Layer 2 chain. So you're going to receive the ZK Crow ready to use on mainnet, accumulate early adopter points in the Pioneer program, and automatically, as soon as you actually put your Crow onto the Layer 2, you are accruing yield. And that's one of the really cool features about the new Layer 2 is that if you move Crow or ETH or stables over to the Layer 2, effectively what is going to happen is it is going to automatically be generating yield for you. And they actually do have the deposit right here. And we can see that already 6.4 million Crow has been deposited over to the new HYPERCHAIN. So pretty cool to see that people are going ahead and locking up on the HYPERCHAIN to earn that yield, to kind of see what it does have to offer. And I am looking to see if it does see just continued interest and growth, as this would be the next avenue of growth for the Cronos ecosystem as a whole. And if it does take off, that would increase the demand for Crowcoin itself, which could help lead to some more positive price action. And taking a look at the price action to wrap things up, I do think this is a pretty good endpoint for the video, just because the price action, as we said, has definitely been lackluster. And unfortunately, it's really not just over the past month. The altcoin market as a whole has been pretty rough over the past month. But Crow's definitely been struggling here for quite a while. So I want to really just highlight this area right here, okay? And this orange line right here, we're going back to November of 2022. So about a year and a half ago at this point. And this would be when Crow actually broke below the 10 cent area of support, which it was holding throughout majority of the bear market. And when this happened, we basically saw this thing fall down to 5 cents within a week, right? This was when FTX collapsed and there was a ton of FUD around Crypto.com and Binance. And Crow did get caught up in that. It did fall here down to 5 cents. Now, we were saying at 5 cents that this altcoin did present an opportunity. And, from that price range, it definitely did, right? Like, we saw a move of about 73% from that level. And then again here, when it revisited in October of 2023, we saw a 140% move. Now, I have this red line here in the middle for a reason, okay? If we take a look right here, after Crow pumped 140%, it then went on to actually decline from that level about 50%. It bounced off of the bull market support band, went on another 140% move, and then once again started to decline here back to the bull market support band. Now, I was personally looking to see if this altcoin would go ahead and actually make a very similar pattern where it bounced off the bull market support band, in which case I was looking at the 20 cent range as the next area for the price action. You can see here that 20 cents was effectively the last area that it got pegged at in June of 2022 before capitulating down to 10 cents and then again down to 5. So 2 consecutive 50% haircuts essentially to the price. And if we take a look at the 5-year, you can also see here, if I go ahead and zoom out for you guys, just why 20 cents is so relevant, right? Like you can see here that it acted as support, acted as resistance, and then boom, on that breakout above in November of 2021, we basically saw Crow move from 20 cents up to 98 cents from September to November. So really within a month, this thing basically 5x'd. And that is why I do have 20 cents as the next significant area if it is to break back above this 10-cent range. But first, we do have to get there. And unfortunately, if the altcoin market does remain bearish, I do see a potential revisit of the 5-cent area, which historically has been a pretty good buying opportunity. So if you are bullish on CRO, that is definitely something to watch for in my opinion. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. I hope you are all staying happy, safe, and healthy, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.